Hi there. In my previous video I showed you how to cut the decals. Now we're going to apply them on the 2K4 figure. A couple of things first. I personally don't dip the decals in water. I just use the micro scale, micro set, the blue bottle, and micro salt red bottle. I start by dipping the decal in the blue bottle and let it soak for around 20 seconds, but that depends from the decal you use. If it's a thick one, you will have to add some of the red solvent to make it softer. If it's too thin, be very careful. Use just a bit of the red one because it can actually destroy your decal. So as you can see on the screen now, um, I'm applying the back part of the jersey. So as I said, blue decal set on the figure and on the decal part, and then with a soft brush apply, straighten the decal, put a drop of the red solvent and carry on aligning the decal until it fits perfectly. This particular kit is a little bit tricky. As I mentioned, the sleeves come, the right hand sleeve, oh, sorry, this is actually the left hand sleeve, comes in two pieces to create the Ike FC logo. So it needs a little bit of care in order to align it properly. But apart from that, the whole procedure is quite straightforward. Uh, you can get an idea now why I actually fit the figures on the discs. It's much easier to handle the figure this way, so it won't slip off your hands and fall on the floor, or if you're like on your desk surface, and spoil the fragile decals. Now I'm applying the logo in the shorts. I usually print the full face of the sword, but I prefer to paint large surfaces rather than applying decals in there. So you can see there is only one side of the swords on my figure, the one with the logo on it. Socks can be relatively tricky because they have to be carefully straightened across uh, the leg, along the leg of the figure. Uh, but in this case, you will not have too many problems of doing so. So small adjustments with the pair of tweezers, but be very careful because the metal tip can easily tear the decal. An alternative is to use a tooth nail, which is made of wood, and it can cause less damage on the decal. My personal preference is the tweezers because I can, with just two tools in my hands, the tweezers and the brush, I can actually apply the decals fairly quickly. Not that quickly as you see, because this video is actually uh, the speed has been doubled to make the size manageable. The last and most difficult part of the decals are the shoes. They can be very easily worked and basically get wasted if wrinkle, and then you will have to use a spare, but we're now ready.